Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's a Crime. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Linda, and welcome to some newcomers I see in the chat. While people are coming in, I'm going to do a couple of updates before I get into the cases, and then we can go into the cases. So if that makes sense. So what I want to do is I just want to give a heads up first and a thank you to my moderators tonight. I see you in there, which is wonderful. It is a couple days plus or minus a full moon, let's just say, and there might be a couple of crazies out tonight. So just a heads up on that. I know you guys know what to look for, and I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. Hello. So what else we got to get into? So moderators, and then what I want to do is just point out a couple things like the new picture right here of Suzanne that I added onto on the shelf. So it's something that I've been wanting to for so long, and so many people said, hey, Linda, you got to get the picture up. I was like, yes, I got to do that. So thank you. And thank you to Jason. Thank you. Nice to see you. So that's that. And welcome, you guys. I'm seeing you guys all piling in here and all kinds of people from everywhere. So thank you for joining me tonight. What do we need to talk about next? One thing that has been a little bit crazy happening on my videos is the closed captioning. So you'll see most of my videos are closed captioned. I do my very best to make sure those are turned on. Recently, in the last couple weeks, there's some strange things happening with the captioning, and sometimes you go in there and it's blank. So if you're seeing that and you're needing the closed captioning, I'm really sorry. I was with YouTube on their support, was it yesterday or the day before? And it was almost 2 hours and they still couldn't figure out why it's doing what it's doing. So the alternative would be for me to listen to the video and then caption the whole darn thing, hand doing it. And it's going to be a little bit tricky when I get to my 40-minute videos. So just a heads up, if that's the case, you're needing it, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to figure out a way around it. I'm not trying to exclude you at all. I want to make sure everybody can enjoy the videos. So that's that. All right, and oh, there's somebody from Calgary. Welcome, Kathy. I just started, Diane, so we're all starting. Shelby's already asking, did you see Adventure with Purpose Live? No, I did not. The shirt with stab wounds and buckshot and possible human waste. Okay, I have not seen any of this. So this is all kinds of info snacks coming in, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot tonight. We have a lot to cover. Thank you, Shelby. I haven't seen them. I guess I'm going to have to check after here and go in there. So I haven't heard of these things. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the super chat. And also I see Carla, a new member of the Crime Ring. So welcome aboard. All right. So let's see what else here. All right, Nathan. Oh, hello, Nathan. Okay. So there's a lot of things happening. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to do a few different cases, and then we can do a little chit chat and some questions as we go along. So first, what I'm going to do is talk about Lori Vallow. And there's a few updates as well. We haven't heard a whole lot lately, but today there was a court hearing. And Carla says, thank you for what you do. Much love from North Carolina. Thank you so much, Carla. Okay, so let's dive in and we will talk about that. And then I'll do a little chit chat after that. Let's get into it. So Lori Vallow, well, this morning was actually Chad Daybell in court with Rob Wood and his attorney, John Pryor, and also the judge, obviously. And they were talking about joining the cases together, which Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell. So this is very, very interesting. At the end of the day, the judge made the decision to join the cases, which I'm not surprised, but I'm also very, very thankful for that. Rob Wood made some excellent points, and he talked, well, first he talked about the geolocation of Alex's phone and, how that led to finding the children, JJ and Tylee. And he talked about the allegations. And then he says, for the joiner, he says 2 judges would be highly inefficient and duplicative work. He said if it's tried separately, there's hardship on witnesses and an inconvenience to the courts. He says it'd be duplicative. And he touched on publicity because John Pryor was saying, hey, listen, if we join these together, it's going to be just one massive crazy media kind of thing. And he says, and Rob Wood, the district attorney, said, no, if there was two trials, it would be more pretrial publicity, not less. And he then said it could be 2 different decisions as well from having the 2 different trials. And he said there'd be more hearings and it would be more difficult to have a suitable jury. He also said that, what was the other thing he said? Touched on publicity. Yeah, so he basically said it's going to be complicated and basically better to join, which we talked about that in a previous video. I read the actual motion and read through his valid points. And Lori had no objection. That was back in September. So it's very interesting. Rob made some excellent points. I mean, you're going to have the 2 trials. You're going to have the same type of information pretty much, and then you're going to have the same witnesses. So it makes it almost in his mind, he says, like, it's unnecessary. We just join them together and it's going to be better for everybody. Oh, look who's in the house tonight. Where are you, Duty Ron? I see you. I'm going to highlight if I can. I wish I had somebody to highlight all this stuff for me. It'd be really a lot easier. Duty Ron says, hey, Linda, my first live with you, love and respect. Thank you so much for being on and saying hi, Duty Ron. It's really great and fun that we were on together a couple weeks ago on Profiling Evil. And maybe we'll have you on one night on here. That would be awesome. So thank you again. I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay. Now, and Penelope, I see you. So we had Rob Wood talk, and then we had John Pryor obviously state his case, right? And so John Pryor comes in, and this is very interesting. Let me get my notes on here. He said right away there was a Nava case that he brought forward to the judge, which we'll touch on that in a minute, why I bring this up. He said, he started talking about a motion of severance, which it's not even like the cases aren't even joined yet. So he was talking about the motion of severance, and the judge kind of like, well, wait a minute. We have to do this process first before you even do severance of anything, which was interesting. He did make a point of saying, listen, there's still some housekeeping with the discovery, and I would like to chat privately with Rob Wood about, and we'll have a conversation about that and get that sorted. And he did bring up, he almost made it sound, in my opinion, like it was convenience to the courts. When he was bringing up convenience, because Rob Wood said, it's more convenient, join them together, it's duplicative. He kind of made it like, well, sorry if Rob Wood wanted to, if it's more work for him, sorry about that. Like he was making it that kind of point. And I thought that's interesting take from John Pryor, but Rob Wood goes in there, he's like, no, like this is I stated my case, this is like rational decision pretty much of why to do it. But I digress. I have feelings about John Pryor. What else did he say? He said, he asked the question to the judge, is Mr. Daybell going to tell his story without prejudice? So this was his whole point of wanting it to be separate, and he does want to make it separate. One of my viewers was asking earlier today, because I posted that the joinder was approved or was granted. And one of the viewers were saying, well, why aren't they mentioning Lori Vallow, or why didn't John Pryor talk about Lori Vallow, saying Lori Vallow Daybell or Lori Daybell? My guess, and this is just a guess, is that he wants to keep everything separate and apart from Lori, so he doesn't even want to join that name together. That's my own observation. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat, and we'll go back to comments here for a sec, and then I'll keep chatting. Thank you, Marie. Mimi asks, it's a crime. Someone wants to know if you watched Lauren's video. I did, and I will speak about that in a minute. Once we get there, that's going to be next. Oh, thank you, Molly G. Our family's growing. Our family's growing. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, they are sharing. Someone thinks Chad is going to turn on her. Okay, you guys are awesome. So then let's go back to here because this is interesting. Yeah, and then John Pryor ends up saying, well, I would leave the status quo because he really wants it how it is and not have it joined. This does not surprise me, and I'm sure it doesn't surprise you guys at all. John's doing his job, so. Right, and then Rob says his final rebuttal, he comes in, he says, well, it is duplicative. It's not only for the state, but witnesses and victims, and of course, I mean, imagine that, double travel and then double hell, pretty much. You have to go through everything all over twice. It's not fair to the families. Okay. Then at the end, that's when he granted it. But I find this very, very interesting because remember when I talked about this Nava case? He brought up the what's the word? Oh my gosh. Example. Anyways, I can't remember the word. I need more sleep. He actually talked about it. Where did I see this? He said, I reviewed the Nava case, and he says a lot of things are inapplicable to the issue I have at hand. So that was interesting. Notable, I will say, Chad was not wearing a red tie. So they took everybody's public opinion and didn't wear a red tie. And why that's important, because some people are like, what's the big deal about a red tie? I don't think you really want to go with a red tie to court when there's dead children. So, red for murder, right? Not a good idea. Not that he's on there for murder, but I'm just saying, not good. Cat H says they should have to hold hands. Yes, Sarah M, I see your words there. Where is it? She says Vallow is screwed because her attorney says so, stays on Twitter. Yes. I put that in the last video about how, and it was on his Twitter feed, right? He put running rats. Oh my gosh. Hello, Cheryl Parks. Thank you. Nice to see you. Yes, red does mean power. You're right. But red also, I mean, when you think of murder, what do you think of, right? Not good. Not good. Keep the blue. Okay, so that's that. Now, there's also some stuff that was happening last week with Mark Means. And Mark Means made a request to the Madison County Prosecutor's Office for more information on his case. And he was asking for audio and video recordings, emails, text messages, social media posts, voicemails, notes, reports, and other information from also other people. And when I was looking through this, let me see. Basically, let's see where it was. Yeah, in his letter dated October 19th, Mark Means says Rob Wood's responses were not sufficient. And East Idaho News actually obtained a copy of the letter. And it says, after careful review, your responses lack compliance. This is our good faith attempt to resolve this issue prior to filing a motion to compel. Please provide full and complete responses no later than 5 p.m. of Thursday, October 29th, which is today, to our office. So that was 2.5 hours ago, Idaho time. And he says, Mark Means is asking for all audio and video recordings, communications, emails, text, social media posts, voicemails, video statements, pictures, police reports, agency reports, notes, charts, graphs, and files regarding the following people. Now I'm going to have to breathe after that. And they have a list of people: Lori Vallow Daybell, Chad Daybell, Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, Alex Cox, Zulema Pastanes, Charles Vallow, Adam Cox, Summer Shiflett, Melanie Boudreau-Pulowski, Ian Pulowski, Kay Woodcock, Larry Woodcock, Heather Daybell, and other witnesses or potential witnesses, it says. And then number 16 is Joshua JJ Vallow, and Tylee Ryan. So he also is requesting jailhouse recordings and letters for Chad and Lori, and autopsy and toxicology reports for JJ and Tylee, as well as Tammy Daybell and Charles Vallow. So this is very interesting. Let me see. Then there was a response, but basically, let me see what else there. Yeah, so that's that, and we'll see what happens today. And we'll go from there. All right. Let me get back to comments. Oh, hi, Manglia. I see you. Let me see. Sometimes these comments don't highlight. It's very frustrating. My parents are doing okay. Thank you for asking me, and it's so nice to see you again. All right. Somebody's saying the replay is working fine on the closed caption. It's the one about my Jolene Cote case. It looks blank when I go in there. So it's pretty frustrating. There's not auto captioning. Corey asks if Tammy's autopsy shows foul play, totally different dynamic. Your thought? I wouldn't. Totally different dynamic, sure, but nothing surprising, I would say. I feel like, and a lot of people are talking about this, because we haven't heard anything, they're wondering what's the deal. And I'm thinking, well, and a lot of you guys said the same thing, is maybe they did find something, and that's why they didn't say they didn't find something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did. It could be, and they're just keeping it close to the chest until they figure it all out. And they're still investigating Charles Vallow as well, and Tammy. So they're putting things together. Also, I want to say, back when they did the hearing in September, they were talking about gathering information, and it took, I think I counted, I feel like, don't quote me on it, it was like 5 months, something like that, to get all the data from the phones and whatnot. So it does take quite a bit of time. They talked about the process and what's needed and having to wait and all this. So it does take some time to get all this information. And then you don't have just one case. You have like a ton of people coming together, ton of people that are victims, and they're trying to figure out what the heck happened, and all these people are dying, and the timeline and whatnot. So it's hard. So it might take a little bit of time. And because people were also asking me, well, Linda, why isn't there a murder charge? I'm asking the same thing. However, maybe behind the scenes, they're just piecing every single thing together, and maybe it's coming. And maybe, obviously they know more than we do, but maybe it's coming. It's hard not to see. It's hard not knowing, I guess I should say. Chef Betsy says, hey, Angela Lansbury. She always calls me Angela Lansbury. She says, you're the bomb. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Now it's showing up. Okay. All right. So welcome everyone who's coming in. It is so nice to see you. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand why they haven't been charged, but I think it's just the gathering of information, because also remember, not long ago, I feel like it was maybe August or so, it could have been even September, but I think it was August, they were saying, look, now we're going back and we're requesting a lot more information on Charles Vallow's in that case. So they were requesting all kinds of stuff about Lori's data and whatnot. So that's also to take in consideration. So hopefully they can have the information from Tammy and from Charles, and it'll all come together, and justice will be served. First timers coming to the channel. Welcome, welcome. So nice to have you guys on here and hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to take a little drink and then we're going to continue on. Okay. I have my summer party, my summer party glass, and it's like winter in Canada. It's freaking cold. No, I guess not this week. Marie says, it seems like in the insurance code, what is the life insurance on the children? I don't know that. I don't know that, but everybody in the family kind of was doing insurance as well. So I'm not sure how that is. Okay. Maureen says, Attorney Scott from Crime Talk believes they will never be charged with murder. I love and respect Scott, but I hope he's wrong. All right. So are we good on the Daybell case? Do you guys have any other questions before I continue on? Monica asks, so would it be best to combine both of the cases together? I do think so. Rob would think so as well. And it makes sense because you're doing two different trials, but you're having the same witnesses and they do have the similar charges, and you're going to be doing similar things. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, it's duplicative. Like they say, it's duplicative. And on the flip side, when you look at the other side, looking at the families of Tylee and JJ, and they're doing the double travel because no one lives in Idaho, really. I don't even know if Melanie Pulowski's still in Idaho. Not that mean, well, anyways, so I'm not sure. And that takes a toll. They're already going through a lot of grieving, and then you're having to double up on that. I think the judge made an excellent decision today. Excellent decision. All right. Manglia says, I am actually waiting for Chad to turn on Lori. Okay, you guys are funny. So will say something else too, is Chad wasn't looking his normal smirky self today, so. All right, so let's move on to Suzanne Morphew. Somebody, 2 or 3 people emailed me today about the Suzanne Morphew case. So I want to thank you because it was from Lauren Scharf. Now, once this video is finished, I will put, and I'm going to mark my things here, I will put Lauren's link to Lauren's channel because she had some interesting information today. And it was about Broomfield, and it was about the wall, because we were asking so many questions about this darn wall. I like this. This is funny. Jail will kick your happy attitude out the door. All right. So it was excellent. And again, go watch that after the live stream, and you can go check her channel out and her video. So she talked about doing some finding out some information about this wall. There's a couple things that are very, very important that came out of it. She had quite a few info snacks on here. Some things that answered some questions I had as well. she was saying right in the beginning. Now, I've been asking over and over, like, what day did these girls go on this camping trip? Because I want to know. And she said she was told that the girls left Wednesday. So that kind of confirms or answers, I should say, a lot of the questions about surrounding that, because that was just the crazy question. Is like, why can't we find out what day? She did say there was a confirmed job in Broomfield. She has talked about the company there had ties to Indiana, so you'll have to go check out her video to go talk about. She talks more in depth about that. She said the wall was first worked on in October 2019, and it was Barry actually delegated it. He didn't work on it, but Barry delegated the work on it. But I guess it was basically quoted. She said it was a miserable job, like kids did it. So that wasn't good. So there was two walls, two as well. But this one wall that happened in Broomfield on Mother's Day weekend, that's interesting information, because basically it was planned for the job to get done, but not until Monday, May the 11th. So not Sunday, and it wasn't urgent. Lauren talked about Barry doing work about 30 minutes, and we heard Morgan say that, like, I don't know what he did all day. It looks like he did 30 minutes of work. And so she reiterated that and said he removed capstones and moved dirt as well around. This was interesting, because she was asking, what kind of tools would you need? And they said crowbar and shovels and a bobcat. And I've been asking on my channel, did the bobcat go there? Was the bobcat there? Did it take the bobcat? Where the heck's the bobcat? And so that's interesting. She also said, where did I see that? She said her source said they needed the bobcat desperately. This crew had nothing. So what's interesting about that is I still have questions, because we don't know. We know that they didn't have the bobcat, but did he still bring the bobcat and then bring it home the Sunday night? Did they see the bobcat? It sounds like the bobcat didn't show up there at all, but I do want to know about this darn bobcat. All right, so Felicia notices that I have Halloween nails. I do. I'll just check. I'll show you guys out. There you go. And this one glows in the dark. Okay, we'll continue on. So you guys are so funny. Okay. Very observant, very smart. Okay, so then she talked about you have to get permission to do work on Saturdays and Sundays if you're going to do work. And there wasn't any permits at all for the 10th. She says it's from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. unless written permission. And again, she said no work permits. And she said the wall looked worse than before, which is very interesting. She talked about a block arriving Monday afternoon. Remember, they were waiting for stuff to come, but it never arrived. And she said basically Morgan and Jeffrey were also perplexed about what was going on those couple days, which we knew about. Then her source said Barry should have known these materials were needed, and he should have known long before that weekend and before Suzanne went missing. So I guess it strikes the question, why were there not the materials that were needed if it was a planned job and, back in October of 2019 when it was first started? So he would have known what it would need, right? They talked about a bunch of other stuff too. It was very interesting about the geotech inspector. Again, go check out Lauren. This was interesting. I don't know what to make of this. I'm a little confused. I'm a little bit surprised. Tell me what you guys think. She said that Broomfield had no record of assisting the, Broomfield Police Department, I think she says, has no record in assisting Chaffee County and did not have records of searching a hotel room associated with Barry Morphew. I thought that was very interesting. I don't know what to make of it. Very odd. And what else did she talk about? She showed a picture. She had quite a few pictures of the wall, so that was really cool to see the differences. And you can see it's kind of like a wonky wall. And okay, you guys are chatting here, so I going back here. I want to make sure I get, oh yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gumshoe Stories. Bobcat wasn't there. They did work by hand. Yes. Yes, but what I want to know, so let me clarify. I know the Bobcat wasn't there with Morgan and Jeffrey. Was the Bobcat there when he was there, when Barry was there, and then took it back home? Did they see the Bobcat? Or did the Bobcat never come, which I think might be the case, but that's me guessing. Did the Bobcat never even go to Broomfield? That I want to know. So Lauren, if you're watching, let me know. Shelby says, Adventures with a Purpose Live showed the woman's shirt with stab holes. Said they had to leave early because someone's tracking and watching them. This does not surprise me when it comes to the someone tracking and watching them. I've heard a few things like that, even on the search for with Suzanne. There's some weird things going on. So interesting. Interesting. I'm almost wondering if there's... should I say this? How do I say this? If there's some crafty things going on to maybe put people off who's going down their search. All right. So you guys are all talking about that with Adventures with Purpose. So I gotta go check their stuff out and see what they found. Katie's asking if I put the glow in the dark nail polish on. No, this is like a little press on thing, but it does glow in the dark. My little one loves it. Hello, you guys. Nice to see you. Doing well, thank you so much. Nice to see you hanging out. It's nice when it's nice to see other positive creators supporting other positive creators. Thank you so much for stopping by. Nice to see you. Okay. What is the last known daytime someone other than Barry saw Suzanne? This is a good conversation. We had this conversation in my members live stream. If girls were gone Wednesday, are we sure she wasn't taken out before Friday, Saturday night? Us, the public, really don't know. The only thing that I heard still hearing was Wednesday, her and Barry were going for a walk and someone was cleaning one of the cabins or something and taking out garbage into a dumpster. I don't know the time. I believe it was in early evening. It could be wrong. I don't know. But the only other thing, though, was law enforcement was asking for neighborhood surveillance or neighborhood cameras from the Thursday to the Sunday. So I'm guessing that it's the Thursday that they have up until Wednesday, and maybe they need to find Thursday, or they know up until a couple days more than that, and they just want to go back Thursday. I don't know. Kristen says, I know she probably won't read this, but thank you for not giving up for those beautiful babies. I wish I would have swooped them up and loved them. Yeah, somebody has to be a voice, and I just want to help where I can. That's my whole purpose on this channel, is to help and help in any way I can. So what do I mean by crafty? I haven't seen the shirt. So like I said, I haven't seen this video. I'm going to go see it, but I'm wondering, not just with that, if there's some other shisty things going on. I'm not saying by a particular person. I'm just saying, is there? Because I've just heard a few things being followed and weird behavior. So I'm wondering if some of these things that people are now finding, if it's legit or if it's done to hinder. If that makes sense. Hopefully I made sense. Yeah, I really do hope Suzanne's found soon. One of the things I was thinking about last week is because the snow started flying here. Oh gosh, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It feels like forever already. Like we get probably 8 months of winter or more. It's ridiculous. So one of the things I thought about is it started snowing, and I just, as soon as it started snowing, I was like, man, because Colorado is very, very similar to Canada, where I'm from. In Western Canada, it's very similar climate, very similar everything, really. It looks like Canada when I see the video. And I was thinking about, man, snow's flying, and once it comes, it's going to be a lot harder to find her. I really hope they find her. Yes, there's lots and lots of stories coming out today, or lots of new info. Hello, Melido. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by, chit-chatting. Okay, so now we have more to chat about. We are not done. Oh, one more thing, because Lauren was still talking more stuff, and I want to get this out. She talked about the job was $30,000 for one wall and $70,000 for both walls. What she said was very interesting. She said Barry never invoiced for the work for that one wall, but paid Morgan and Jeffrey. And there's no cameras in that area. So a lot of stuff going on in there. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know what's going on down there, but there's some weird stuff going on, in my opinion. Shelby says they said they were told to leave and pull out early by their watch team for safety reasons. Didn't elaborate much more than, oh, scary Barry, maybe. Well, I'm glad. In a sense, I'm glad they pull out early because safety is first. See, like there's just some weird stuff going on. So I don't know. They help a lot of people. Oh, AWP stands for Adventures with Purpose. All right. The ground is starting to get frozen, and AWP couldn't put the boats in. Shoot. I like this. God sent the snow to help put the fires out. Yes, I heard. Okay, so I got to go look at this too. And Profiling Evil, if you're still on here tonight, I got to go over after, because I heard you doing a very interesting thing when I was talking to Tyler about the cadaver dogs. So I would love that to go check that out. How long soil analysis takes? Really great question. I don't know that answer, but very, very great question. All right. Yeah, it was below freezing here for the last couple weeks. This week is above finally, and the snow melted today, to yesterday today, but it's coming back for a whole long of 8 months or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you guys. I walk and I freeze. Like at nighttime, my nose is actually super cold. I'm freezing all the time. I don't know. I'm not built for Canada. Corey, this is very interesting. They can track every move Barry makes by satellite. That was very interesting. I wonder if Bear Bear's watching. Where is the retaining wall? That is in Broomfield, and it is, Lauren said, just a couple of miles away from the Holiday Inn that they stayed at. Mandy Redfern says, AWP said they received a text from AK saying that CBI had just been in touch. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. In Florida, it sounds really hot. You guys are lucky. Yeah, I'm not built for Canada, born and raised in Canada, right? I have European background. I'm like, this is not normal. Oh, okay. What else we got going? Thank you, Ava. I love that name. Okay, so let's get on to the next one. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's been a tough couple of weeks. I really appreciate that. I work very, 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 very hard. Okay. What else are you guys telling me here? Yeah, somebody, no, Lauren was saying about the cadaver dogs that her source was saying he doesn't believe the cadaver dogs went there. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like they would have gone out there, so I found that really weird. Yeah, there's photos of the Broomfield site. If you go to Lauren Sharf's YouTube channel, her video is on Broomfield and it shows the retaining wall and it's excellent pictures. So I would go check that out and see. All right. Now, you guys are talking quite a bit about this stuff. This is awesome. Less than a mile from the hotel. Thank you. I knew she said one. Couldn't remember. It was like 1 or 2 minutes or one or 2 miles. Hello from East Tennessee. Hello. Hello from Canada. All right. Let's keep going. We have, if you guys have any more questions about that, I do have, how do I explain this? I do have another video I'm working on the Suzanne Morphew case, but I have waited for some information and I may or may not put the video out depending on what's happening in the next week or so. So, all right. Welcome to those who are just joining us. We have covered Lori Vallow's updates tonight. We're talking about the Suzanne Morphew case. I have a couple more cases to talk about. We can have a little chit chat after. And if you guys have questions, there is 2,345 people hanging out on a Thursday night. I got the days right this time. All right, so have I heard about the chemical zeolite? Yes, I've had numerous emails about this zeolite. It's very interesting. I hear that a lot of workers use it or work with it. From my understanding, I haven't given a crazy amount of time to go in depth in it, but and Joey says, remember the days not long ago when you were swearing and wishing for air conditioning? Yeah, and I got my Dyson, but look how long I used it for, like a couple weeks, right? And then snow. Okay. All right. Now, I want to thank you guys because I did a cold case this last week. And you guys were so great at responding and supporting her story, Jolene Cote. And it's a Canadian case. And it just, I was so surprised. Like, there's so many people who have heard of the story, but not enough, if you know what I'm saying. She needs more eyes on this case. And you guys have been such a great support and commenting in there, and also just the feedback alone saying that you really enjoyed me doing cold cases. And so I've been thinking, as you know, for a long time to do some cold cases. And my niece actually, she actually passed the information to me and said, hey, take a look at this and what do you think? And I took a look at it. I was like, yeah, I want to do her story. And I really dove in and took in as much information as I could from her and what's happening. And so if you don't have, if you didn't watch it, it's my video on Jolene Cote. She's from a place called Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. And she was a grade 9 teacher. She had 2 kids and a husband. She went and played one night, in October, she went and played soccer in an indoor soccer tournament. Her team won. They went upstairs and celebrated by eating cake and hanging out and just laughing and having fun. Jolene was acting her normal self, happy and laughing, and she left there at 20 to 10, and she decided to go to Walmart first. And she went to Walmart, she did some shopping, and then she left the Walmart and she went home. Now she lives on an acreage just outside of her of this little town of Spruce Grove, and it's a tiny town. This happened in 2011, so I think it was a 26,000 or 29,000 people. It wasn't that big. And she also lived in acreage, so there was a few neighbors around, but not really. It has lots of trees. And so the interesting part is she got home at around 11 p.m. and she never made it inside her house. And she was found, according to what her husband says, she was found in the grass outside at 6 a.m. Now, he said he was going to go to the soccer game. He said, but he decided not to because at the time he had a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, or they did. And the 4-year-old, the daughter, he said was cranky that night. So he stayed home. And he said it was kind of late too, to go with the kids. So he had read the kids a book in their bed. And usually Jolene, when she comes home or at nighttime, she'll take the kids and put them in their bed. And so he says he woke up in the morning and that the kids were still in bed and Jolene wasn't there, and he thought that was kind of weird. But he thought maybe she's marking papers or she's cleaning or something. So he says he got up, he got out, and he went outside, and there she was. And he pulled her from, or I don't know how he carried her in the house, so don't freak out. I don't know that. He says he took her from outside and brought her inside. Now, there is a bunch of questions we all have about this. And I've been gathering some more information. I'm going to do that in another video. But that's what he said happened. And at 6:05, the authorities come out, pronounced her dead. And what he said was he took her inside, put a blanket on her, and she had a gash on her head and put a towel on her head. There's some questions I definitely have surrounding that. Now, the officers and the staff sergeant did an interview as recent as a month ago, not even. And he was talking about how this is a highly emotional murder. He said she's a well-loved teacher, like glowing compliments and remarks about Jolene. People still go on memorial walks in honor of Jolene. And it's just super interesting how someone so loved, there has to be something or someone out there that didn't. They said they ruled out a robbery. They ruled out, it's not like an interruption of a crime in progress. So they ruled that out. Now, they said in the beginning that her wedding rings and her necklace that her husband gave her for 10th anniversary were missing. but they since said that she wasn't even wearing them that night. So there's some interesting things going on in there. They also dragged a lake twice right behind where she lives. So the weird thing is this happened on a Wednesday night at 11 p.m. at an acreage. And the authorities said that she wasn't followed. Now, in the in my video, I was talking about the Walmart greeter. Okay, I'm not saying the Walmart greeter killed her. I didn't say it at all, not at all. But people are like, "What are you saying?" The Walmart. I said it just was weird how close he got to to Jolene, and I thought, well, maybe he knows her, you know. So yeah, like maybe he knows her or whatever. So, but people are freaking out and taking it's like, I didn't say that, like not even 1 minute. I even said, I'm not saying that there's anything nefarious going on. I just find it weird. Now, one thing I did find out that a lot of people who have big boxes, they get their receipt checked at Walmart. I've been to Walmart. I can't even tell you how many hundreds of times in my life. And where I'm from, I've never been asked for a receipt. So maybe the people up here aren't doing their job. I don't know. I've seen it at Costco, but I haven't seen it here, you know? So anyways, this is just interesting. It's very, very weird. So now, yes, I find this has to be something like if the officers are saying, listen, this is a highly emotional crime and it's not an interruption of any sort. My thing would be, why would you bring her inside? You're already going to know she's passed away. Why would you bring her inside if you have 2 children, 4 and 6? That's my only, unless he's not thinking, because, you know, you're in a stressful situation if you just find your wife outside. That's stressful, super stressful. Now, here's some other information. He's now married and he lives in Mexico, but he didn't leave like 2 weeks later, like Chad and Lori Daybell. From my understanding, so Jolene passed away in October of 2011, and 2013, just before the 2-year mark, Mike Cote, who's the husband, he posted a new relationship with this girl from Mexico. He ends up moving to Mexico with their 2 children, Jolene and his 2 children, and now he's also had more children since then. So there's that. And he did not do a polygraph. And I understand that's your right not to do the polygraph. I found it interesting. The clip that I did from the staff sergeant was talking about polygraphs and more, it's not a lie detector, but you know, it's more like a truth teller. And it was just interesting how he worded it. But I also think that he almost was talking to Mike. It seems kind of like, hey, you know, we really want to talk to you. There's nothing to fear. If you know the truth and you can tell the truth, there's just really nothing to fear about the test. So that's what he was saying. But I feel like it's more like, hey, we're getting this message out to Mike because he does want to talk to him, but they haven't talked to him in a couple of years. And he did make a statement also in this interview, which is very interesting. He was saying about how people's emotions change over time. And since it's a highly emotional thing, he says they change over time and maybe different, you know, your conscience or this kind of thing changes and maybe you'll come forward with some information. Now, the interesting thing too is when she was found, all the stuff that she bought the night before, which I've seen in an article said it was like Christmas gifts and stuff for her kids, they were still in the vehicle. Her purse wasn't moved. Her phone was still there, wasn't moved. The only thing that was reported missing was this ring and the jewelry, but none of the products that were in the truck, and not her purse and not her phone. So weird stuff. And they won't give the cause of death. So Dee Dee says, oh, caught alive. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about, sorry, there's this thing just went zooming by. Linda, have you heard of the Springfield 3 missing for 20 years? No. I'm going to write that down. There's so many cases. It's so sad. It does take me a little bit longer on cold cases too, because you're trying to get all the information you can, right? And it takes quite a bit of time, but does the police have something on him that they are not letting out? I don't know. I really don't know. They just said his version of the events, and they said they'd like to talk to him. He says as time goes by, there's new forensic evidence that brings up more questions. So I am wondering if that's the case. They just want to ask him more. Tatted Red says, I really like you and your information on cases. I don't feel the same about the Morphew case. I'm happy you are working on the closed captioning because I'm hearing impaired. Yes, I'm trying to do this. Closed captioning is very frustrating for me as well. It's like for everybody involved. Obviously, you need it. I need it. And it's so frustrating because sometimes I'll make a video go live and then all of a sudden it's like, where's the closed captioning? Sometimes it takes 24 hours to run and then it'll show up. So you'll see sometimes, oh, she doesn't have it yet. And then 24 hours I'll go back and it'll be on because then it's auto captions and it helps a lot, right? Then I don't have to hand type the whole thing. But they're starting to say, well, you should probably get it professionally done. Well, a 40-minute video for me to get that professionally done is like, I don't know, right? So, and, but I'm trying to figure it out. So almost 2 hours, it was like an hour and a half. I was talking to them. They couldn't figure out what the deal was. And neither could I. So we'll just keep going and hopefully some things get sorted out. And maybe over time I have to go back and it might be a work in progress for me to do that. So. Hi, Scott. Just rushed home from cricket training to say hi to Linda and everyone else. Hello. Bring out the chocolates. I know. Oh, I want chocolate. I don't even have any Halloween chocolate yet. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, so. Okay, look at more Walmart greeter. Yep, Walmart door greeters in Florida used to check your receipts on returns and put a sticker on your return. Yeah, the returns I've seen where they wanted to put a sticker on, but when I'm like going out with a cart full of stuff, I've never had somebody stop and look at the receipt. Not ever. Never. And so maybe they should and they just don't out here. I don't know. So everybody was just all over that. I was like, okay. Okay, have you looked into the Jennifer Wicks case? I heard her boyfriend killed her. She's been missing for years, but not enough evidence. That's tough, isn't it? Man, you guys are on it. You have all kinds of cases. It takes a long time. There's some Canadian ones too. There's one guy that's missing and he's quite young and it's been quite a few years as well. It's just west of where I am. Wonder if she left her jewelry at the soccer tournament. Well, they said they've determined that she never had it there. So I'm wondering, like, where is it? And I guess if it looked like a robbery, even though they canceled it, they said no. If it looked like a robbery, it would be, grab onto that. The rings would be a lot harder, I would think, but not when you're like, take off your rings, give it to me. But yeah, there's some weird things in here. Good, Grandma. Nice to see you. She says, do you think someone is redirecting people's direction in Suzanne's case, Barry's people? Like redirecting, my lips get so dry when I'm on here. Maybe. You mean like calling in, or do you mean like in the search? Or yeah, Shelby, yeah, she didn't wear them during sports. Yeah, let me know, good grandma, what you think. Just put it in there, and I'll look for your comment so we can clarify that. Yeah, so it's just really, really strange, this case. And I, I can't believe, like, when I read, there was 1,000 people at her funeral, 1,000, over 1,000 people. And she just so well loved and so like respected, and she just making a difference. And people were saying like, yeah, I that's the reason why I wanted to become a teacher, was because of her. Just really, really beautiful things to say about Jolene. And I mean, they're still searching, for answers. And one of the things that was really heart-wrenching was when Jolene's sister was talking about, she says, you know what? She's like, this is like heart surgery, except you don't get stitched up. And it was just like, when you hear her say that, it's like, oh, that's tough. So hopefully somebody out there knows something, and they're watching the newest updates on the news, and with YouTubers coming up with her video or coming out with it, and then hopefully there can be more information. But there's some weird things to it. You got to admit it, and I don't know. Okay. Here's a cold case for you from Hamilton, Ontario. It's my dad's cousin. Okay. Thank you for that. Speaking of Hamilton, Ontario, I have actually an update as well. That's interesting that it came up like that, because I do have somebody to talk to you guys about. Okay, so thank you for that. When a couple weeks ago, I put a post, I believe it was in my community post, and it was about a woman named Holly Clark, and she had been missing since January. I covered quite a few videos on her, and she has been found in September. I don't know if you saw my community post or not, and she was found. There's some strange things happening and going on about that, and I do want to bring this to light as well. She went missing on January 11th in the afternoon, and there was some voicemails that she left for her family. She wanted to come home, or she just wanted to get a ticket back home. So she grew up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but she went out to Hamilton, and she was pursuing a music career. And so she was missing for 8 months. And there was a couple of sightings. There was a sighting the day that she left. They saw her on camera, and then they believe it might have been her February 3rd. So they're not sure what the dynamic was, what happened. And Holly's family went out right away. Her dad, Dave Clark, was in the news. He was like a beautiful advocate for Holly. Just, let's find out information, whatever we could do. And he just pounded the pavement. And he says, I'll give a couple quotes. He says, "We've been tortured by this for 8 months. We're kind of used to feeling bad." Because the police was saying that they don't think it includes foul play or anything suspicious in nature. Now wait for this, because there's some weird things here. And if you have any kind of background with what I'm going to start talking about, maybe you can shed some light on this, because I find this weird. He says, when CBC asked Staff Sergeant Dave Oleniak if there was any indication of homicide or foul play, he said, no, not at all, nothing suspicious. They said, though, they weren't ready to label her death as a suicide, but noted the coroner, who is waiting on toxicology reports, will ultimately determine how she died. And Holly's dad, Dave, says this response is like outrageous and bizarre. He says he was told that her body had no signs of visible trauma, but is doubtful he'll ever know the truth since she was in the water. She was found in the water. And she was in there for so long that dental records were what identified her remains. And here's the weird thing, okay? She was found, but her legs weren't there. They were not attached. They were not there. And so I find that weird. Now, when I was reading about this, side note, the forensic toxicologist report will be ready in the next month. And it's just really, really weird. The suggestion was it could have been the result of a boat making contact with her legs. But he couldn't, or she could not definitively explain why they were missing. So that is so weird to me. Maybe that's a natural thing, maybe not. To me, I don't know. Things happen in the water. I know when pregnant women are deceased, things happen and the baby is expelled. So I don't know. Does that happen to limbs over time? Something to look at. It sounds like that's not the case because she was suggesting that maybe a boat or something happened. So I find this really weird. Now they're mulling over whether they should hire divers to go back in the water and take a look. And they had a celebration of life for Holly on October 3rd. So yeah, both legs. Yeah, it is a strange case. So they found her and it was 8 months after she was missing. Okay, so Tamara says, it seems like if a boat hit her, it would have been clean cut. This is very weird. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know, obviously don't know the details, but I found that an interesting piece of information, like what they're missing, like where are they? You know, what happened? And so I don't know. It's just awful. All right, so, oh, this is interesting. Weights on legs makes sense. Interesting. So it's really bizarre. I have to find out more information on that. Hopefully the toxicology will come back and hopefully we'll know. They said that, yeah, the legs, from my understanding, were not found. So he's thinking of hiring divers to go back, but I think the lake is murky and they're having issues with that. So I would like to know how that works. Yes, Lynn, you are right. Holly did leave a voicemail, and there were concerns that she was afraid. I believe it was 2 people who were chasing her, and they got it where she was quite upset. And a lot of people were saying that she was quite upset in recent times. So she was just not acting herself. But I did read in this latest update that Holly was even saying that in a calm state before to people that there was some issues going on. So I don't know the full story of what that was all about and who was going after her, but it seems strange. And just so you guys know, she's 6 feet tall. She's 200 pounds, 6 feet tall. She's a big girl. And she was actually on the wrestling team in Calgary and like won, I think it was a silver or gold medal. And she's a tough girl. So I don't know what the heck happened, but there's if somebody's after her, it's kind of strange to me that if she's saying, hey, I'm being chased or somebody's after me, and then a couple days later she's missing, and then she's wound up found in a lake. I mean, got to find out who's chasing her. So it's just really, really sad. And it was Holly's dad that was in the media, and also her former boss as well, Elle McPherson, I believe her last name is. Elle, I know. They were her advocate. They were her voice, and they were just, let's find Holly. They went across Canada and put posters everywhere. Like they busted it for months and months and months and months looking for her. Rita says the dogs were there and got a hit. Are you talking about the in Broomfield at the wall? I would love to know that if that's the case. All right. Anthony makes an interesting observation. He says, my comment about what you're saying about no legs, it's possible it's a new MO signature. There probably will be found somewhere else. You're letting out a lot of crazy people, serial killers let out. Yeah, it's just so strange. Like how does that happen? And I mean, it definitely wouldn't be suicide on that if they ruled out a boat, let's say, like just weird, or in any natural ways that it does that. So Mom 23 Kitties, thank you for all your work. You're so detailed and presentation perfect. Well, I won't call it perfect, but thank you very much. I really, really try hard. I do my best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so weights, interesting, weights and decomp and time and water. Wow, if it's weights. Wow. Okay. Cheryl says, I think some people are confused about the walls. The wall in Broomfield is different from the wall in Salida. Yes. So there was a hit on the riverfront property, just to clarify. But they're talking about the Broomfield wall near the Holiday Inn that Barry and Morgan and Jeffrey stayed at. And Lauren Sharp tonight, or today, I don't even know. I was told today, so I can't remember what the date is. I'm assuming she put it up today. She said about that her source said that there were no dogs, but I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe there were dogs that went there. Yes, Rebecca's asking, she would like to know if it was jagged on the legs or not, if it was a cut. Weird. I gotta find that out. Legs weighed down. Your guys' theory is very interesting. Oh, it's just awful. Who would do that? Okay. Yeah, literally cement boots. Okay, so you guys are talking a lot about Adventures with Purpose, so we'll have to see that after. Was there even a search in Brookfield? Well, Lauren's saying there wasn't at the hotel, but again. Hello, in my opinion with Sherry. I will have to take a look. Okay, so yeah, really weird, right? So, I mean, now we know she's found. It's terrible that she's found in that way. The family, I feel so sad for them that they had to hear it that way. And it was really, I mean, think of it. The last time they heard from her was a very heart-wrenching voicemail saying, please, can I come back to Calgary? Please, just, I want to take it back. And she was crying. So what else do I got for you here? That's quite, man, I did quite a bit, hey? I did that in an hour 15. That's pretty crazy. Usually I can go for 3 hours. Oh, you guys. I'm so happy you're joining me tonight. This is awesome. I love live streams. I love talking to community. As you know, I answer quite a few in the comments as much as I can. There's a lot. But I just really love the community. It's really awesome. Thank you, Living the Dream. Beautiful picture of a sunset. Nope, no dogs in Broomfield. This is what I'm hearing. Thanks, Jessica. Nothing new on Dulce. I have been trying to keep up on the past cases that I've been doing. And so sometimes it takes months. Muffler guy, non-muffler guy. There he is. Late today. I've been trying to watch the court case of Megan Fieramusca. She was the best friend that stole, well, basically kidnapped her best friend and baby, and her best friend, Heidi Broussard, ended up being killed. And the baby was okay, but Megan Fieramusca faked her pregnancy with her best friend saying, oh my gosh, our due date's the same, blah, blah, blah. And then ended up stealing a baby and her best friend of like 20 years. And so it was horrible. And so I have been following this, like, when's the court date? When's the court date? When's the court date? And every time I go to watch it, it's like, nope, it's been moved again. Nope, it's been moved again. So I've been watching this thing move since March, and maybe even sooner, but I believe it was March. And every month, like, and it did it again. It was supposed to be last week. Nope, pushed to November. So I do follow the cases, and I really, really want to keep up on them, and I want to see them through. Now, Gannon, our buddy Gannon, there's going to be something coming soon because Letitia had to get assessed for the second time. Two things are going to happen. One, we're going to hear about that, and another thing is Letitia can't keep quiet. So I'm sure we're going to hear about Letitia very, very soon. Aw, Jessica. I'm so sorry about your mom. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's really tough. Well, I'm here. We're here. There's 2,300 of us here for you. I'm really sorry about your mom. It's really tough to watch parents, get sick and that kind of thing. I'm really sorry. Whew. Okay. Whew. Colleen says, I found out you cannot do any work on job sites on weekend. Yes, Lauren Scherf was talking about that. She said Monday to Friday from 7 to 7, and you need a special permit if you're going to be doing that on the weekends, which Barry did not. Okay. You guys asking about my non-muffler guy? Thank you, Debbie. my non-muffler guy comes all the time, and sometimes I'll do like little clips at the end with some outtakes and whatnot. He's usually on there. Nothing yet on baby Evelyn either. This is the question I really would like to know. Where did Jolene's husband meet his new wife? I've been wondering the same exact thing. All of you guys have, I'm sure. I'd like to know how that got started, if it was just he went down on a trip and he met her, or was that an online thing and when it started? I mean, I would like to know that. They did not find Suzanne yet. No, not that I know of. My comment is grayed out again. Why was it grayed out? Doesn't look grayed out. Am I alive? Am I stuck in a portal? You are not in the portal potty. It's only reserved for Chad and Lori. You gotta wonder. These are some weird things. Oh, you want to, Aaron? It's not polished. Here, you guys can look at my Halloween. How do I do this? Wait, there we go. It's not polished. They're press-ons. Imagine that. These things take 10 minutes. They're great. They're from Impress Me. You can find them like anywhere, but I used to get them done, and now I love that it takes me 10 minutes. Like bing, 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 done. Okay, it's gray. I don't know how it's gray. This is hilarious. I'm so sorry. It doesn't look gray here. We need a muffler guy t-shirt. You know what? That's a great suggestion. I'll have to have a catchy phrase with the muffler guy. Somebody was asking if I have merch. I do have merch. I saw that earlier, and I do. There's not very much, but there's a few things in there, and so people enjoy it. Aw, thank you, Shelby. You guys make my day. It's been pretty cool tonight. Thank you so much for your support and hanging out and watching my videos and hanging out with me on a Thursday night. Missing person says I totally buy a muffler guy tank. Well, this muffler guy is something else. Like he does not know that he is a celebrity, but he so is. And when I see him, like I try like jump to the window to see if I can see what kind of vehicle, because I think it's a truck. But man, their stick-ons are not even glue. It's wonderful. I could just like, they stay on for 2 weeks and I just pull them off. You guys are so hilarious. Ah, Rebecca, sorry I missed your lives. My son got injured at basic training. Ah, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, I miss you too. So nice to see you. Thank you, Tracy. Linda's slacking. I know, I gotta keep going. I just gotta keep going. You know what? The thing is sometimes I take a few days to do a video. And sometimes I prefer to do one all the time, every day, but it's tough. And the beautiful thing, sometimes we have struggles or obstacles. Everybody does in life, right? And there's been a lot of crap flying. There's a lot of crap flying everywhere lately, it seems, in my opinion. And, but you know what? Once I breathe it out and go get through it in my life, whatever it is, I come back bigger and better. So rest assured, if some days you see me either, listen, I'm diving into a case, it's taken me 3 days to figure out, that's the case. And there'll be weeks where I'm just like boom, 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 boom. And there'll be some weeks that I'm just floating and doing what I can. That's life, right? So it's just one of the things. So there's been a lot happening in the last few weeks, and I've had a couple people that I know pass away. I've had a couple people that have had terrible news. And then I also had a couple things on this channel. So there's that. But the beautiful thing is at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I know my truth, and I know I work darn hard on every single video that I put out. I look at the facts, I connect the dots, and I don't need to steal anybody's information, which I have been accused of, and in a very poor manner. So I'm not going to give it a lot of time on that because it's not worth my time. But I just want to say that we're all going to sometimes have some crap fly, and it's what you do with it, and it's how you deal with it. And that's about it. And so, yeah, so sometimes I take a couple days and I need it. I mean, I'm a mom, I'm a YouTuber, and I have somewhat of a life. Some days I don't know what day it is. So, and I have parents who aren't doing well. And so I'm doing the best I can. And yeah, that's about it. And I'm working hard. So I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all of you who are very supportive and kind to others. And it's important. It's really, really important. I mean, there's enough mean people in this world, and there's enough crap and garbage in this world. So if you can just make some other person smile, do it. So I do me and you do you. But this community, fantastic. Super grateful, high vibing. And here's the thing, because there's a couple people that I've noticed the names and maybe not so nice to me or about me. But guess what? It's spring cleaning and winter. It's spring cleaning. I don't want people on here who are not nice and who are not supportive. Who wants that? And who wants to show up at that? So you guys rock. The great ones are here to stay. And who could ask for anything more? It's amazing. Supportive and loving community. So I'm really grateful. Really, really grateful. Carrie Hamilton says, do you think hubby sought out a Mexican lady because there's no extradition treaty between Canada and Mexico? I was wondering that, but I heard from the staff sergeant, he was saying that there is an extradition thing between Canada and Mexico. So interesting. I do want to know when. You guys are awesome. Really super awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you, Amanda Lewis, for the super sticker. I gotta show you. This is cute. This is a cute thing here. Where is that? Vicky says, been in the portal potty for the past couple of weeks. I've missed you. Don't go down that. Don't want to be in the portal potty. It's not good. Very awesome, you guys. Really, really, really grateful for you. I haven't seen you in a while. Interlocution. Light, love, and blessings to you, Linda, keeping you. Yes, thank you so much, and to you as well. All right. 130,000 to 144,000 by trial for Lori bringing light to your channel. Holly's last name is Clark, and it's in Hamilton, Ontario. Ontario. All right. $144,000. Remember, I did a post on my community post because I was driving to see my parents, and then I made the pit stop, and it was like 144,000 that I just hit on my car. Like, I gotta take a picture of this. All right, so. Oh, you're a pretty new follower. Well, welcome aboard, DS. Nice to have you aboard. Oh, yes, the Christian Smart case. I'm aware of that as well. Oh, this is a great weed that garden, Linda. Get rid of the weeds and only keep the pretty flowers, because without all the weeds, flowers bloom brighter and more beautiful. It's a great analogy. Great analogy. No, okay. You guys can tell me if you watched or not, because I have not seen these ladies yet. I've heard about them. I need to. That's another one. Man. I heard about them, and not even heard about what they talk about. I just heard about them, but I will look. That's cool. Thank you, Anita. You are original since my first video. That's amazing. Okay, let's see more questions here. Secret Lady says, I'm just looking at Holly's write-up. I don't understand why they say not suspicious. I think that's what Dave is saying too. He's like, what are you guys talking about? He feels like he's disappointed in what they said, but maybe with him, maybe they will get another search team out and go dive and see what they can find and see if there's any more information they can glean. But they also have to wait for the toxicology report as well to come back. But yeah, the whole thing kind of seems weird. Miss Jessa Thompson says, I've been on bed rest with my first baby. You're amazing. You kept me sane. My son was born 2 weeks ago now. Aw, congratulations on your little baby. I was on bed rest with both, and I gained a whole lot of weight. Whole lot of weight. So congratulations on your little baby boy. All right. Yeah, you know, Lynn, I was thinking about that when I was reading about Holly Clark and her dad saying, well, maybe we should get some dive team. I thought, ooh, maybe Adventures with Purpose would actually do that. That would be amazing. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mimi. Okay, you guys are talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, so I got to catch up here. Sorry, it takes me a minute, guys. It's okay that I'm taking a minute. Look at, I'm gonna sip for a minute. I'm sipping. Okay. Man, this thing jumps. I should see if my son will help me out on these live streams. I don't have to just keep choosing. He can just choose for me. Okay. Kristen Smart. Okay, you guys, a lot of talking about that. Did I name my baby boy Mr. Linda? No. Okay. What else, you guys? We got this week. The cases, none of the cases I know of. I do think Letitia's going to be speaking soon because she's too quiet. And, you know, when it's too quiet, she likes to speak and sing. Thank you, Kathy. Nice to see you. And Jessica, thank you. I hope I got everybody there. Betty says, I just find it coincidental that the daughter is Barry's sister, even with a church group, goes camping on Mother's Day weekend and just before. Good way to get the daughters out of there. Interesting. The case is getting odd. I feel. Yes, I agree. We do need an in my opinion shirt. I've had so many suggestions for that. Okay, what else do you guys have for me here? Nick Cordova and business partner. Any update? No updates as of yet. I do follow it. So what I do is when I do a case, I do the timeline, and then obviously, you know, I do timelines, but I also get all the court dates that I can to follow if there's court dates. And then I just wait to see any updates, anything that I can glean basically from it. And I really want to see all these cases right through. Like, even though we don't hear much about baby Evelyn and Heidi Broussard, we still got to get them in court. I don't know why Megan Fiormuska's not, like, I don't get it, why they keep postponing it. So I'd like to know that. How long did he marry after his wife died? Are you talking about, I'm assuming you're talking about Jolene Cote and Mike Cote. Mike Cote married 2 years. Well, he posted that he's with the girl 2 years. And then by 2014, I believe it was, something like that, they got married. So it'd be three years. Oh, that's cool, Jeremy. Jeremy says, this is good news. Good news from Holland. There was a girl of 15 kidnapped and missing for 4 days, but because of an Amber Alert, she was found safe. Oh, that is so good. Yay. Yes, COVID's causing delays, but a lot of things are going online. So I'm curious why it's not happening. And that was in Texas, so I'm not sure if there's something, rules or whatever. Michelle says, I still like the let's marinate in that for a moment merch. Let it marinate on that. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Thank you for the laugh, Michelle. I appreciate that. Diane says you want an allegedly, or yeah, in my opinion, allegedly, that would work. You guys have some great suggestions on cases. Yes, very much interesting info from Lauren Sharf today about Broomfield. We talked about that earlier tonight. When will we see Letitia in court? She has to do her second evaluation. That should be coming up right soon if they're not done already. Snap my crayons shirt. I know, Ronan. I know. I blame my sister for telling me the wrong meaning of that, okay? There's a lot of requests for that too. Chris and Mike has the girls on that handle the dogs, and during Suzanne's search by her brother, the dogs were there and they got a hit. Okay, yes, I heard about the hit. I heard that they were going to be doing a video on that, so I'm really excited to see that because I think it'd be really good. It'd be really, really good. And thank you so much, Rita. These dogs that were involved in the search, it wasn't their first rodeo. They had experience and they were good at it. So this is without me going on there. I know of that from previous information. And so to say that, they didn't find anything or whatever, they didn't hit, or, they didn't know what they're doing it's ridiculous, in my opinion. Okay. Have you looked into the Beverly, England cold case that was recently reopened decades later? Interesting alleged dynamic with Speasy and DA office regarding not bringing charges. And where, was it right in Salida? Where's this Beverly, England? I am fascinated, truly fascinated in DNA and the cold cases and finding out answers through that. I'm fascinated. Maybe that's something I would love to dive into. Let's send Letitia Where's Iguana. Something to keep you warm tonight. Where's Eduardo? Where's Waldo? There he is. Oh, you guys make me laugh. It's so funny. Jacqueline says you watch my videos at work. Is that what you said? I watch your videos while at work. My coworkers know the let's get into it. Now, let's get into it. Hello, Robin. Okay. You guys make me laugh. It's so funny. Okay, so now I'm going to touch on this for a minute because somebody was talking about Julie Rowe. Send Julie Rowe to an energy coach, Letitia, for trial. Okay, so my video that I did on code for Julie Rowe, people are freaking out and saying, this isn't even real. It's the wrong year. How do you know? How do you know it's the wrong year? Because somebody comes in and says, that's the wrong year. I want proof. There's no proof. So it's like, how do you take a total stranger who says he knows them that it was actually in 2016. Let me see it. Let me see it. Anyway, that was just a side note because I saw the name. Hi, Jasmine. Welcome aboard. Okay, this is interesting. Beverly England was on True Crime Stories. They found her body near Salida Junkyard, a bunch of rusted farm-type implements. What year was that? Because you said somebody said years, right? It was years later. Welcome to the new Crime Ring member, Jessica Pope. All right, so yes, thank you so much, mods. You guys are awesome. Very, very much appreciate you very much. Okay, so yeah, that wall, Des Harris is talking about the wall. Monica, have you seen the wall? It's a teeny little wall. There's nothing to dismantle. It's just bricks laid on bricks. Her body is not that little in the residential area wall. It is really, it's not that high at all. It's not that high at all. And they're supposed to make it higher too, weren't they? Okay, yeah, there's some weird things going on in Salida. I wonder what's going to come of it. It took CBI 5 days to pick up the t-shirt. Yeah, we're hanging out, just 2,100 of us tonight on a Thursday night. What's going on for Halloween in your guys' area? Are they doing it? Are they doing Halloween? Are they not doing Halloween? Are they doing a different idea on it? What's going on? It's supposed to be a full moon, and it's called a blue moon on Halloween. And here's why I bring it up. My hubby, as you know, or some of you know, is a paramedic. And plus or minus 3 days, the hospitals go crazy. The ambulance goes crazy. The calls go up exponentially. And anybody who's in that, actually, Manglia, if you're still in here tonight, anybody who's in that profession, they know. They're like, full moon. Mimi's asking, Linda, do you still stick with the triangle theory for Suzanne's body? Well, here's the thing. This triangle that I've been diving into, there's something going on there. And I have looked just outside of that, not all around the triangle yet, but there's some parts that I have some serious questions about. And I'm starting to put, well, I have a video almost ready to go, let's just say, that I've been diving into. And I need a couple of confirmation from some people who've been down there, and then I will come out with it. But some strange things going on there as well. Okay, so I don't know where she is. However, I'm trying to connect the dots. And there's one spot area that I need confirmation on before I put the video out. Halloween is canceled in Toronto. Ava just found a Kit Kat in her purse and she feels like she won the lottery. Okay, Jacqueline says, full moon, I worked at a mental health center. Yes, full moon, I'm crazier. Like every single worker is like, oh, I dread this shift because it's going to be crazy. Speezy claims they were depleted of funds to continue for search for Suzanne. Weird. No trick-or-treating in Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that. Yeah, some people are calling it Bermuda Triangle. See, and Jennifer teaches elementary school, and kids are insane and hard to manage when there's a full moon. Like, everybody goes nutso. Yeah, okay, so plus or minus 3 days. There we go. See, so we are days away. That's why with the beginning of the night's like, okay, plus or minus 3 days, there might be some crazies coming into chat. Luna Girl says there's a deep dive search going on from Salida to Denver. Okay. You guys are funny what you're finding in your purses. Yeah, Shannon, I was told tonight to watch Adventures with Purpose on that, so I'm going to go check that out. Okay, so what time is it? We're at 9:07. Give it about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to go and rest my head soon. Okay, so thank you, Julie. I wish I could do more. I wish I could cover more. It's just not enough time to try and research and script and. Oh, imagine that, a blue biking shirt found. Imagine that. Doesn't surprise me. In my opinion. Okay, so. Yeah, I heard about this t-shirt found with stab wounds. Was there blood, though? And was it human blood? Man, you guys have all kinds of info tonight. Thank you, Diane. I don't know if it doesn't have and shotgun holes all over the shirt too. Yeah. I want to know what else, like, was there? Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting, you guys. So let me just take a look at my notes. And I'm just seeing, there's my notes on my special Suzanne Morphew case. Rastrick says, just got to say hi. Hi. Always love the discussion and good vibes, Linda. Love Raina. Thank you so much. I like your profile pic. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. It's just weird all of a sudden. Where was it found? Where was this shirt found? Do you guys know that? Okay. AK found it while walking down the middle of the river. Do you know where? What part? Like what part of the river where that is? Like yeah, like whereabouts? Maysville, Salida. Yeah, weird. Okay, you guys, yeah. So there's some weird things going on. I'll have to see what else comes up. I'm going to be covering some other cases, and I will do, if I can get a little more information, I will do this next one. But I've had, yeah, it's just been weird. There's some weird things. Not far from where the helmet was found. Does not surprise me. And the men's clothing, I'm guessing. It didn't appear to have blood, but it was found that top level of high water level, but water was very low. So the divers were on water with sonar. They had to have military surveillance. Okay, weird. All right. So, do you have any other questions for me before I go? And what I'll do is I'll put Lauren's, it's going to take a little while when this video starts to process. Once that's done, then I'll go and I'll put Lauren's video up that I've been talking about tonight. And then I'll also do the cases that I cover in the description also below so that you can go and check out my other videos. Okay, found by okay, blue shirt by Monarch Pass. Thank you for that. I'm going to write that down. Interesting. Okay, so thanks, Donovan. So Boise Boss says, I wonder if it was planted as a red herring as it had buckshot and stab holes in it and possibly human poop. Yeah, I don't know. They had that in the Gannon Stout case too on the side of the road they thought had to do with the case, but it wasn't. So, I mean, sometimes these things happen. I don't know. It's interesting. Jared said they looked like knife stab marks, stab marks, no blood, but where the t-shirt would fit below the waist and center apparent feces. Okay, it's hard to read there. Okay, so look at all we learned tonight. Shirt size was an extra small, which is, I'm guessing, the size that Suzanne was wearing. Here's the thing. If it was Barry, you, in my opinion, you would not find any of these articles or items. if it was him. If it was somebody else, okay, maybe. But it's narrowing down to Barry Morphew. And if it's Barry Morphew, he's a hider unless he wants something to be found, in my opinion. So all these little articles and stuff coming up, I just don't believe it. I'm not saying they didn't find anything. I just don't believe it would be tied to Barry Morphew unless he put it there, in my opinion, and my opinion only. So this does not surprise me that it was a biking shirt. And that's the same size as Suzanne's. I just feel like if it is him, this wouldn't be found. So, and when you go back to the bike, and the bike was found first, so to speak, on Sunday night, mountain lion theory got changed. By Tuesday, it was as an abduction theory. By Thursday, Friday, they find the helmet, but you can't find the helmet back where the bike was because the bike was already picked up. So now you find the helmet, right? And then you happen to find the men's clothing at what Barry calls Fouss's Lake, but it's Fouss's Dam, but Barry called it that. And you just happen to find men's clothing to support, in my opinion, the abduction theory. So 5 months later, 6 months later, how many? May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months later, we're finding shirts with stab wounds all over it. We're finding, what else are we finding? And there was hundreds searching. So this is really weird to me. Not saying that maybe there is something. Maybe there is something and maybe it's legit. But I just go, if it's Barry, like if he is responsible for Suzanne going missing, he would not have anything available to find, my opinion. So I question that. The mountain lion was armed and dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. Has different attachments too. It's called the Bobcat. Thank you, Penelope. So that's where I find really, really quick. Okay, so I'm going to compare this. I'm going to compare this to, I'm not going to say his name, okay? I'll just say his CW, okay? To CW, if you saw the Netflix series, he led the way. So if you're following who I'm talking about, he led the way, and on the camera, he right away was like, oh, the girls' blankies are gone. They don't go anywhere without that. Okay, that's number one. And then you go to, in this series, or in the documentary, then it's like, oh, her phone, look at her phone's right here. That's her lifeline. And then the next minute is like, oh, look, it's her ring. And he's like, he comes out like this and it's like, oh, look. He didn't even say anything. He's like, okay. He's leading the story. Who does that sound like? It's like, did you check the bike? Oh, bike's not there? Oh. Hey, Bear, what are you looking for in the garbage bin? Baby blue bike helmet. Oh, what do they find 2 days later? Ding, 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 ding. Baby blue bike helmet. Then he found men's clothing. Was it submitted? And he found it near Fouss's Dam. We don't know if he found any. Did he turn something in that was his? Was it somebody else's? Did they test it? But in the triangle, in the triangle. It's all fitting in there where he wants the story to be. You see what I'm saying? So I just don't see I see the similarities of leading the story. But I was in Denver, you see. I was in Denver. So there's some issues. I'll have to see where the shirt was found, like the exact spot, because it may be part of my other video, connecting the dots, but I don't know. I'm just really concerned. Monarch Pass. Yeah, I just want to know like where though, where on it. So, oh, they tell in the video? Okay, that's awesome. I'll take a look. Oh, the shirt was found near the helmet, but near is like what, right? Clear Lake area. Oh, I think I saw that. Was that out west a little bit? Oh, if someone found the information on Beverly. 35-year-old missing person case of Beverly, England, which became a homicide after bones found by hiker near Mount Chavano in hopefully I said that right, in 1992 turned out to be those of missing Salida woman. Wow. Boise Boss says, I wonder if Burry was planting the shirt when Tyson caught up with him that day. Interesting. Thank you. Wasn't it you that called it the Bermuda Triangle? Was it you? Okay. The shirt was found on October 19th. Okay, Jared will tell me. I just want to find out the exact spot just to see. It'd be interesting down the road when we start to get more information from lawyers or authorities or whatever, when they start coming out with the information, how it all lines up. The Bermuda Triangle, yeah. What is this? Barry seems to be replicating women who vanished from her trailer on a push bike. Interesting. Yeah, I'll watch the video. I will watch the video. I guess I have some work to do. I'll watch Adventures with Purpose. I'll put up the Lauren Scharf. I gotta watch the, what do you guys call it? Task Force ladies? I don't know what that is. Do you know the exact name for when I look it up? And then some different cold cases, and then like hunker down and get some videos out. Hello, Robin. $150 yards upstream. Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I will take a look. Thank you so much. Profiler Task Force. Profiler Task Force. Thank you. Yeah, a couple people mentioned it and said it's awesome, and I'm sure it'll be right up my alley. Not big on details, so take a chill pill before watching. Okay. You guys are great. I love interesting information. I just wish I had time to do it all. What I do is, like, when I get a video out, I'm on to the next one and I'm like digging. But I also do my own video editing, my own research, my own filming, my own. Plus, I have children. So it's crazy. Rita says, she said they can smell 20 feet underwater, or a corpse can smell through concrete. And both of her dogs hit in the same site, and she pulled head up, and right there was sheriff. Isn't that amazing? They could smell 20 feet underwater for a corpse. They can smell through concrete. And both of her dogs hit in the same site. Yeah, interesting. One of our buddies is he has cadaver dogs. He's a police officer and has cadaver dogs. He just got a little puppy, and the little puppy's going to turn into a work dog, a cadaver dog. And I need to ask him some questions and find out more, because it's fascinating. Isn't that amazing? The one thing that I think about is I believe that Fusis was searched in the first couple days that Suzanne was missing. But I'm wondering if they were to go back, if they maybe see something or whatever, because, it's a case of, well, now they've already searched, so that'd be the greatest spot to go, right? I'm bothered knowing winter is here and she's out in the cold, possibly. I'm the same way. I was just saying earlier tonight that the snow was flying, and that's the first thing I thought. I was like, man, she has to come home before that snow flies. Thanks, JR Ripa. Thank you. Okay, so T-shirt was found near the bluff, like the bluff, the one that Barry was lying down on. That I want to know. Was it where he was lying down? That would make me go, yeah, okay. Snow falls here. Does snow fly? Yeah, some days it flies. It gets windy. It goes the opposite way. It's crazy. It's crazy up here. All right, so I have some work cut out for me, and I got to plan my next few videos as well. And we'll go for that from there. Hey, Mike, so nice seeing you. We got to catch up again. You and Chris and me. That'd be great. I miss talking to you guys. We're gonna have to chat again soon. All right. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am going to hunker down and get to work as I usually do. And I'll be out with another video. And I want to thank you so much for your support, your super chats, your love, just everything. You guys are such a beautiful community, and I really, really appreciate you because, I mean, you're awesome. You're awesome. You're brilliant. And you're high vibing, and that's just really something that I really appreciate. And that's it. And I'm going to be reviewing some of your stuff. I got to remember to post the links after. It'll take some time as it is as usual. But sorry, I'm reading all the comments. It's really, really nice. Thank you. And we will be back again. And then for my crime ringers, I'm going to be setting up a Zoom and a member live stream as well, and we can chit chat in there and come up with some emoji ideas too, because there needs to be some new ones coming down, and perhaps maybe a bobcat or something. And that's it. Okay, so we'll see you soon. Love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Good night.